Good morning, folks. Grab that cup of coffee, settle into your favorite chair, and let's get those memory gears turning. It's Pop here, and I'm ready to take us on a wonderful little trip down memory lane. We're going back to a time when a simple Sunday ritual was the most important event of the week. A time when family meant everyone around one table, and yes, when the telephone, that big heavy thing mounted on the kitchen wall, was actually silent. Today, we're diving into when phones were silent on Sundays, the forgotten ritual of the dinner hour. Now, listen closely because this isn't just a simple story. It's a workout for that sharp mind of yours, a proper, not brain prime. Trey? Pay attention to the little details, the ingredients, the specific family rules, and the atmosphere, because at the end of our time together, I've got 5 quick questions to see just how sharp as a tack you truly are. It's all in good fun, and it's the best way to keep that old thinker humming. Oh, Sunday. It used to feel different, didn't it? It wasn't just another day off. It was the day. It had a sound, a rhythm, and most definitely, a smell. It started right after church, or maybe just after Dad finished reading the big Sunday paper. But the heart of the day, the engine that drove the whole ship, was that legendary Sunday fada meal. It wasn't dinner and it wasn't supper. It was the Sunday meal. And it was sacred. You know, the moment that wonderful aroma started drifting from the kitchen, you knew the clock had officially stopped for the day. For us, it always started with Mom or Grandma pulling out that big black roasting pan. That smell, my goodness, roasting chicken, maybe a little pot roast, surrounded by potatoes and carrots, all slow cooked in a mixture of onion soup mix, and maybe a little secret splash of something else. That was the smell of home. Can't replicate that in a fast food joint. Not by a long shot. That smell was tradition. It was love, and it was a promise of a full belly. And it wasn't just the food. It was the atmosphere. We had rules. The big oak table, usually covered with homework or magazines, was dusted and draped with a tablecloth. The nice one, the one that only came out for holidays and Sunday. The silverware was polished, the glasses sparkled, and everyone, absolutely everyone, had a job. The girls might be mashing the potatoes, which had to be fluffy, never lumpy, and the boys were usually tasked with setting the plates out, making sure no one got the chipped one. That was a big deal. The most important rule, though, involved the outside world. The TV stayed off, and the phone was absolutely off limits. That heavy rotary phone, usually beige or black, stayed quiet on the wall. If someone called during the dinner hour, say between 5 and 6, you just let it ring. If it was important, they'd call back. But the truth is, nobody called. Everyone was at their own kitchen table, honoring their own meal ritual. The world essentially paused for 60 minutes, and that quiet was beautiful. It was a sign of respect for the time and the food and the family gathered together. Think about the conversation. It wasn't about current events or the latest drama on the television because the TV was off. It was about the simple things. How was your week? What did you learn in Sunday school? Did you remember to take out the garbage, Billy? There was a specific, deliberate silence while grace was said, and then a great, noisy boom of activity, as everyone tried to reach the mashed potatoes first. The side dishes were a battlefield of deliciousness. You always had the basics, those fluffy mashed potatoes, the green bean casserole topped with those crunchy little fried onions. You know the ones. And maybe a big, colorful gelatin mold that nobody actually liked, but Mom insisted on making because her mother always did. That gelatin mold, often lime green or cherry red, was a piece of sculpture. It was there for presentation as much as for eating. And the rolls. They were so clearly defined. Grandma was always in charge of the gravy, the thick, rich brown stuff that had to be absolutely perfect and was never made from a packet. Dad sat at the head of the table, presiding over the carving of the meat. He'd stand up, with the carving knife gleaming, and everyone would hold their breath for their slice. Sometimes the pressure made him sweat a little, and you knew he took that job seriously. He wasn't just slicing, he was distributing the wealth of the meal. The pressure was always on the kids to eat everything, too. There are starving children in the world, young man. Clean your plate. That was the mantra. You couldn't get up until you were officially excused, and that might take a while, especially if you were slow. But the reward? Dessert. Oh, the desserts. That was the true finish line of the Sunday marathon. Maybe a simple apple pie, still warm, with a scoop of vanilla ice cream that melted just right into the cinnamon sauce. Or sometimes it was a frosted 3-layer cake, usually chocolate, that Mom had spent all Saturday baking. That sugar rush was the signal that the formality was over, and you could finally go run around the yard until the streetlights came on. But the most profound moment, the part that truly keeps those memory gears humming, was the cleanup. Everyone pitched in. The kids scraped the plates, Dad stacked them, and Mom or Grandma took charge of the washing and rinsing. Doing the dishes together, standing side by side, was the last bit of forced family unity for the week. It was noisy, splashy, and sometimes a little competitive. But it ended with the satisfaction of a shining, clean kitchen ready for the start of Monday morning. That's what Sunday was all about, folks. It was a pause button, a reset button, and a reminder that no matter how busy the world got, no matter what was happening outside our doors, we had our core, we had our home, and we had that shared old meal. A forgotten ritual, maybe, but one that built the very backbone of our generation. All right, that was a wonderful walk back in time. Now, it's time to shift those memory gears into high drive for your brain prime. Here are 5 quick questions based on the details we just covered. Brain Prime, 5-question quiz. 1. What 2 specific colors were the gelatin molds that Mom insisted on making? 2. What piece of furniture was covered with the special tablecloth for the meal? 3. What specific carving task was Pop-Pop's dad responsible for at the table? 4. Name one of the 2 main ingredients mentioned that seasoned the pot roast in the black pan. 5. What was the first thing done at the table before everyone started eating? How'd you do? Did you get all 5? If you did, you've got a mind as sharp as a tack. You were paying attention to every little detail, and that's wonderful. If you didn't quite catch them all, don't you worry about it for a minute. Maybe you were busy thinking about your own favorite breakfast or meal. You did great just by trying. That's the most important thing. Try listening again tomorrow, and those details will stick like glue. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, do pop a big favor and hit that subscribe button right now and ring that little bell so you never miss our morning or evening meal of nostalgia. Join me tomorrow, where we'll be talking about Victory Gardens, that saved memory 1943 USDA files. It's a powerful story about how a little dirt and a lot of heart saw us through tough times. Until then, take care of yourselves, hug your loved ones, and keep those beautiful memories close. Bye-bye for now, and may God bless you.